I went through the Epstein records and all the files that were released with a fine-tooth comb. There were people running them through AI and getting down results and names and locations and places. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump's name was not in those files other than anonymous FBI reports that were filed anonymously, like as a tip, saying that he did all these crazy things with girls or whatever. But outside of that, there's nothing on the record, no signed statements by physical people that incriminate Trump in any way that have to do with underage girls or anything like that. All right, so let's knock off that talk. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And if the Democrats had that on record, right, and we have access to the files, you don't think they would have rolled that out a long time ago? You don't think they would have buried him when Joe Biden was president and Trump was running again? Like, come on. Let's be realistic here. They would have used that to bury him, and that would have been the end. But guess what? There was nothing there in the first place. They were anonymous tips, and they never went anywhere. There was nothing to corroborate what the claims were or anything like that. So lay those things to bed, you know. So another interesting thing with this assassin that tried to take out Trump, pull this image up real quick. So this is the guy that was face down on the floor after running past the Secret Service. Now, a lot of people online are like, oh, it's not a real pic. It's not a real pic. But this picture came off the guy's Instagram account, all right? And the fact that he's wearing an IDF Forces shirt, you know, it raises a couple eyebrows, like some Ben Shapiro eyebrows. You ever see that video when Charlie was talking to him? And he's like, hey, you know, and Ben's eyebrows went, whoop, right up to the sky. So, you know, there's questions that need to be asked. Why was he rocking an IDF shirt? Why did he want to kill the president? And, you know, some things don't make sense. But I got a picture of this guy laying face down on the ground. Put this up. There he is. There he is. Loser. The guy was a teacher. And, you know, as soon as he went down on the ground like that, I was hearing something about Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham appeared on the scene out of nowhere. And pull up this next image, and look what happened, man. Oh, my God, look at Lindsey. Stop it, Lindsey. The rainbow is not there. Stop it. So anyway, that's a joke. Don't take that serious. Not a real pic, because, you know, people go all crazy on the internet. Like, oh, my God, this guy's slandering Lindsey. Screw that guy, man. He is nothing but a puppet for Lockheed Martin and the military-industrial complex. So I really don't care too much about Lindsey Graham. I don't care how much Trump tries to big him up. Trump couldn't stand that guy, you know, all through, almost 10 years talking nothing but trash. So screw that guy. And speaking of other fruity, weird festivities, roll this clip. This is a party down in Israel that they're going to throw another one. This is going to be the biggest pride parade that you ever seen in your life in the land of the God's chosen people. Let's check it out. Ew. All right. Sorry, guys. Should I not show you this? That's disgusting. Disgusting. So all of these rainbow parades all carry themselves the same way. It's all dancing around, genitals flopping around. It's disgusting. We don't want to see this. That's not... Listen, pride is the first of 7 deadly sins, okay? But you're going to have pride festivals, right, in the land of the chosen people? How does that work? Look, I'm tired of being called anti-Semitic. I'm tired of being called the names. Oh, I hate Jews. That's not the case, right? I judge people by their character, like Martin Luther King told us to do, right? Not by the color of their skin or their religious background, the content of their character. And if you're parading around in, wigs and all this other weird stuff that we just seen in these videos, how do you expect me to have any respect for you? I can't. You all right? And then you're going to hide behind the religion that, oh, shit, we're chosen and this and that. So if you're chosen, be examples of how to reach God, right? You're supposed to be fulfilling the practices and showing us how to be more in tune with the Almighty Creator. And you're running around like savages that are depraved and just sexually explicit demons, right? We don't want to see it. We want nothing to do with it. We want morality back in our country, and we don't want to have anything to do with these festivals. Yo, I know that Proposition 1 passed in New York, and now that the men are allowed in women's bathrooms and they're allowed to participate in women's sport because they piggybacked off of the Constitution of New York and said that the Equal Rights Clause has to have these gender-bending, weird goblins in society, and we have to accept them or it's discrimination. Let me tell you something. We don't have to accept them. They need to get their ass back in the closet with all this weird shit. I don't care what you do on your own personal time. Yo, keep it to yourself. The second it starts like going towards children or becoming curriculum in schools or becoming books in libraries, we got problems, right? And I'm sure every single other parent across this nation that is normal, that has a grounding and some morals behind their soul, agree with me, all right? So it's got to stop. Stop pushing this crap on the kids. Stop parading around nude on bicycles, running through Manhattan. They had like 300 nude people running through bicycles on a pride parade. Like, what is that? What is that? That's disgusting. It's indecent exposure. There's crimes on the book to hold these people accountable and to lock their asses up. But because everybody's so pity-pat in society now, nobody wants to talk about how to keep it real, right? And that's something that we got to start doing. We have to keep it real, people. If somebody is in your vicinity and they look weird or they look like shit or they got a booger hanging out of their nose, call it out. Let them know. Hey, listen, man, you're looking weird right now. Yo, why do you have a hole in the side of your ear that looks like you should be in a tribe in Africa? What the hell is that, right? That's like some kind of trend going on. You got these giant earlobes. Like, dude, it looks ridiculous. You look out of touch with society. And we would love to rein you back in as an American family member. But all the weird behaviors and antics have to go. We understand that you want attention. We understand that you may not know how to get attention, aside from throwing on pasty white makeup and wearing fishnets when you're like grossly obese. And, come on, man. Come on. Let's get America back to where it needs to be. Let's be educated. Let's be smart. Let's know what the hell we're talking about and study politics, right? Because everybody goes, I don't do politics until it starts doing you. And when your taxes go up, your property taxes go up, school taxes go up, you guys want to bitch and complain. When it's prices at the pump going up, you want to cry and go, oh, what's going on? But at the end of the day, yo, if you're not going to get your ass up off the couch and stop listening to Netflix and CNN and mainstream media and idolizing these fake-ass celebrities that have no interest in your life whatsoever, we're going to keep repeating the same phase until we're all in a hole. And we're going to be taking a break in like 5 seconds. And I'm going to see you on the other side with some more fire in the news with balls. James Justice, let's go. Share it out. See you in a minute.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round 2. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right, welcome back to the James Justice Show. I'm broadcasting out of here at the America First Warehouse. Make sure you go to the website, americafirstwarehouse.com, if you haven't downloaded the app yet. We have so many events that's going on here that you're just going to fall in love with. The second you step foot in this place, it is nothing like you've ever seen. The only way I can describe it is it's KB Toy Store for kids, but this is for patriots. So everywhere you look, if you have a patriotic soul, you're just on fire from the second you step in the door. And it always changes up. So make sure you get your tickets, the America First Warehouse.com events. And let's get back into this news. So we were talking about our greatest ally and the Pride festivals and all this other stuff. And I've been coming across a lot of videos. I'm stuck in an algorithm where they just show me stuff from outside the country and all these different clips. And I have a wide, broad access to different perspectives of news. And I came across this video, and it was a little disturbing because at the end of the day, we do spend a lot of money. It's going to be asset number 7. Really? That's weird. All right, so anyway, basically I found a clip where it was Bibi Netanyahu talking about how the next battle is going to be against Rome and how Rome defeated them a long time ago, and they were going to come back and smash Rome to bits and this and that. And then he got approached at an airport one day, and they were asking about what book are you reading? And I forgot the exact name of the book, but it more or less talked about the strategy and battle plan of defeating Rome. And later on, a couple months later, he was at some type of meeting, and he was speaking. And he said, "Oh yeah, the United States is the new Rome." And the way that they took all his clips and other people that he had as like advisors and stuff like that, and just talking about crushing the enemy. And it really, really, really looks like he was talking about us, you know. And I don't like that. I mean, I don't like that at all, because I'm an America First guy. I was in this before Trump was elected, right? Fighting for the country on constitutional perspectives and all types of other things, exposing doctors and all this other stuff that was going on before Trump even thought about taking office. So I'm more of a constitutionalist, America First guy, right? I think we should put our we should put all of our energy and time and effort and money into our own country to fix the infrastructure and fix everything that's going crazy. But I do have this clip. We're going to play this clip. Check this out. This is a little crazy. Go ahead, roll it. No, that's not the one. That was from I think last episode. But anyway, yeah, so that's all good. So we want to fix this country, right? And the only way to do it is to put our country first. So that's what we have to be focusing on. And that's it. Because donating all this money, I understand, all right, you want to be nice and give humanitarian aid, but right now we can't afford to give out humanitarian aid because we need the humanitarian aid, and there's nobody else that can kick the money back to us, right? We're the big piggy bank for the world. So, we have to start putting our country first. And, it starts by stop donating to foreign lobbyists and letting them infiltrate our government and our politicians and buy them off. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And I want to see, listen, I think that the Democrat and Republican Party need to be abolished, right? There's nothing but rhinos on the Republican Party. They say they're going to do stuff and they don't do it, and then they take money and they become millionaires in 6 months after getting in office. And we don't want that anymore, right? We want people that are going to stand up for the Constitution, that are going to understand the Bill of Rights, understand what's going on with this digital enslavement that we're facing as a nation. I don't know if you heard about it, but as 2027, any car models that are being built after 2027, they're going to install cameras inside the cars to watch the driver's behavior as they're driving. Yo, look it up. I'm not lying. So I tell you a lot of stuff on this podcast. You just take it for granted. But I'm dropping you gems every single time I come on air. And it's up to you to take it, study it, research it, know it, and share it out with everybody you care about that you could look at as somebody to lean on if times get tough, because times are going to get tough if we don't secure these midterms. So everybody should be out there super active. Whatever candidates that you have in your area that are America first, that are putting in the footwork, not just showing up in a polished suit and shiny shoes going, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and do that. The people need to be boots on the ground. You got to see them in the trenches, and not with some therapeutic tone like they're trying to get in your brain and dazzle your mind, right? You have to see through all of that stuff. You see through the suits, see through the persona that they try to carry on, and look at them as a real individual. Because at the end of the day, you have 90% of the politicians that are out there that are acting. They're not even being themselves. When they take that suit off at night, they have a whole different attitude and disdain for the public. They just get up there and smile and say stuff that sounds good, but nothing ever gets done. And that's the problem that got us here in the first place. So we need to get more into that. So what do we got? Let's see. What's the next asset we got? All right, yeah, let's roll into that. All right, so all these scientists have been going missing, and we want to know what the hell's going on, right? There's a lot of very, very smart people that were at the forefront of some of the technology and AI systems and space programs and anti-gravity vehicles and propulsion, all types of stuff. These people are dropping dead left and right, and we don't know what the hell's going on. Pull up this map. So, look, this is crazy. This is all over the country right here, right? And this isn't like talking about the people around the world, the other scientists. This is just the country. And you have over a dozen right now that are dead. Either dead, committed suicide, or, we just don't know where they are. They went missing. So something is going on right now that these lead people are getting knocked off. And could it be that we're at a race right now between AI and the World Economic Forum with their fourth industrial revolution and all the stuff that they're trying to push with that and digitize everything? Could it be that? And these people are trying to blow the whistle on it, and how they're trying to merge man with machines and create humanoid robots and do away with humanity because it's God's creation and Satanists run the show on Earth? It could be. I don't know. Could be. But one of the scientists that died, I have a clip of him talking. Let's hear what he was saying shortly before he died. Roll
Very
it.
evil people are running the planet and want to kill you. And they're trying to do that, and they're aggressively pursuing this goal right now. There are two lines of reality in the world. In one reality, you are believing everything that they tell you, and you can't understand why things are so crazy. Those people who want to live in that denial, they are being battered by experience, they are being battered by information, they are being battered by consciousness, and they are seeing all of these things come in to their reality, whether they like it or not. Those of us in the truth community say, we don't understand why people can't conceptualize such simple things. This is simple information. Why can't you understand something that's so easy? Please try to have more compassion for these people who are suffering and understand that it has nothing to do with the simplicity of the concept. The concept is very simple. Very evil people are running the planet and want to kill you. And they're trying to do that, and they're aggressively pursuing this goal right now. Anyone could theoretically be a philosopher and say, well, I don't believe this, and it makes me scared, and it makes me feel unsafe. But hypothetically, theoretically, maybe perhaps just in case, what if it's real? Your maturation is the awakening that you are in a hero's journey, that there is a huge villain, and you better get off your ass and fight him before he kills you. That's what's so hard to understand. The alchemy of the galaxy, the alchemy of Jesus Christ, is that you will become like him. John 14:12. As I do these things, so shall you do them, and greater things. So when we're looking at the possibility of liberating ourselves from the suffering that so many people have, it ultimately comes with the understanding that you cannot die. You cannot die. You are not threatened by anything. You have nothing to worry about. And this whole entire world, as traditional as it seems to be, is actually a reality construct. It's not real. It's an illusory reality. That's the awakening. That's why people have a hard time seeing something that, oh, it's so simple. Why can't they see it? It's such an easy thing to understand. No, it's a paradigm shift. It's coming to realize that everything you ever thought was true in your life is a frickin' lie. You were lied to about every single thing. There are satanic communities where everybody's in on it, and they have mind control where you don't know they did anything. And they do it so well that you can't remember that they did anything. Hypnosis is a lot scarier than I thought, and it's been used a lot more than I thought, and so many victims are not aware that anything ever even happened to them. I have a personal stake in getting rid of these things because they abused me, and I am not happy about it. And if you think this is fake and you want to laugh at me, and you think that I'm making up abuse memories and that this shit didn't really happen to me,
Yeah. That's not a guy that sounded like he wanted to die to me. That sounds like somebody that was exposing the real reality in which we live in. And there's a lot more like him that are ended up missing or deceased. So let's look into this as a community, as the digital warriors that are going to save this nation. Let's make that a top priority to find out what's going on with these scientists, why they were taken out, and what they were talking about or studying before they were taken out. Because I guarantee you those are major pieces of the puzzle that we need to put together to understand the full perspective of what the hell is going on here. Because, you know, this isn't it. This isn't the life that we're supposed to live. You know, think about it. We were made in the image of God, right? The almighty creator. We are creators ourselves. We can create whatever we want. If we imagine it in our mind, we can pull it into reality with enough effort and thought and creativity, right? That's all this is. So we're replicating creation over and over and over on a daily basis. It's just the people that got power understood how much power we had as people, as a collective species that is in tune with God. And they took that and shifted it away and categorized everything. So where you couldn't understand it, and it made, you know, the mainstream media and the doctors and the scientists and the NASA people, like they just propped them up as experts of your reality. When this is your reality, you're supposed to be creating the times, the memories, and, you know, the tribulations and triumphs in your own life. And they teach you, no, don't pay attention to any of that. Just watch this Netflix documentary, watch this show, keep up with the Kardashians, get your ass fatter, inject your butt. That's all they want you to do and focus on, right? But that's why Botox is going through the roof right now. Everybody's getting Botox, and I'll tell you right now, you look like a beat-up Barbie doll, and I'll see you on the other side.
Ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
Politics feeling broken? What if you could match with politicians the way you match on a dating app, but based on real values? Meet OpScore from GoUSA, the first ever values-based political matchmaker. Think Match.com for elections that aligns voters with politicians. We score politicians on a nonpartisan scale based on your priorities. Track your politician scores and take our OpScore Challenge survey to match with leaders who align with you at opscore.org. Stop voting blind. Start matching smart. Politicians work for you.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won, it's not about what party, it's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Make sure you smash that share button, leave a comment, and hit the like so we can smash through these algorithms. I'm tired of beating the dead horse with that, but I got to say it every time because people are lazy and they act like their thumbs are broken. So fix your thumbs, smash the share button. Let's go. So, yeah, man. Let's get into some little patriotic news real quick. So I was going through TikTok and I found this cute video of this little girl saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And there was a couple other guys, so I jumped on the bandwagon and jumped on the video. Check this out.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of tingle maker, and to the fucking elections on nation, on the God, and the biscuit, with the biscuit flag. Behind all your heart.
Yo, that was cute. That was cute, man. I love seeing little kids, especially like that age, being patriotic and saying the Pledge of Allegiance and the Star Spangled Banner, and it's just a really good look for the parents and for the child when they grow up, because they're going to have instilled in their heart patriotism, and that's something that is very, very hard to instill in a teen when they're later on in life, because they just don't have that appreciation or respect as they get older. When you get them when they're young, like my daughter, patriot, my son, patriot. That's what I raise, right? So that's what you got to do with your kids. Don't treat them like babies until they're 13, 14 years old. The goo-goo gaga crap, up until they're like 7. Listen, talk to them like little humans, because that's what they are. They're not babies. You don't want to baby them until they're a certain age. Talk to them like humans, right? When they're little, cradle them and nurture them. But as they start communicating with you, start letting them know about the real world. Not everything, but break them in incrementally, right? At 6 years old, my daughter knew about symbolism, about evil, about Satanism, about when they have music videos on, things to look out for, the checkerboard floors, the red robes, taking the clothes off, being promiscuous on camera, all that stuff, right? You teach them and you instill that in them at a young age. So as they're growing up, they go, oh, yep, I know about that. Yep, know about that. Yep, oh, nope, that's evil right there. Like my daughter was at school and one of her friends is like a big Taylor Swift fan. And there was a video when Taylor Swift was at the Super Bowl with that other orange head clown. What's her name? I don't know her name. Whatever. She was like real big. She's got orange hair and a big fake butt. But she was like real popular, and there was a video where they were one of the girls was giving shout outs, and they mentioned God. They're like, oh, I want to thank God. And they panned to Taylor Swift, and she's like shaking her head, no. Oh, Ice Spice was the girl's name. Ice Spice. So then they pan over to Ice Spice, and she's got a Baphomet necklace on and giving devil horns to the cameras. Like, oh, this is my guy right here. So it was absolutely ridiculous. I showed my daughter. She saw it with her own eyes, and she's like, yo, that's messed up. I'm like, listen, I told you. I said, this is what these people represent. Like, they don't care about you. They come out and seem like they're really good people, but after you're hooked and you love their music, at 5 years later, they're all naked. They're half naked on their album covers. They're doing stripper pole dances in their videos, and they're dressing up like witches and warlocks, and they got weird stuff going on with shadowy figures in the background. Get out of here with that, man. It's all occult symbolism, and teach your kids to be aware of it, because that's the world we live in. The power structure that runs the world is evil and satanic. You're not getting anywhere in life. You're not going to be successful on the scale of an A-list celebrity unless you take a secret oath. You're part of the secret agendas and clubs. You know, you're in the Bilderberg group. You're in Skull and Bones out of Yale. You have all these different fraternities and all this stuff. They're just grooming people to be in the power structure later on. I bet you didn't know a lot of state troopers, right? The state troopers are like kind of structured on a military level, right? When they have barracks and all that stuff, right? But a lot of state troopers get introduced to Freemasonry at the higher ranks, and they become part of the Brotherhood. And, you know, that's why a fellow cop will never turn on a fellow cop. It's not the blue line. The blue line is just, here's something we put out to the public so you can stick on your car and show support. But the real thing is Freemasonry behind the scenes. That's what's pulling all these people together. And you take an oath to the Constitution when you become a cop or an officer or whatever, or work for the government. But then when you become a Freemason, you also take an oath. But this oath is a blood oath, and it's not a verbal oath where you put your hand on a Bible. It's a blood oath, right? And you're not allowed to reveal secrets of these clubs, or, you know, there's certain things they'll do to you. They could rip out your tongue and burn your genitals, and I forget the thing. I got to have the guy on. I had a guy named Dr. William Schnoblin on my show, and he was a whistleblower that spent about 30 years in secret societies, rose up the ranks of Freemasonry, branched over into, you know, black magic and satanic rituals, and became a satanic priest, and very crazy story. But that's back on episode 40 of the Know Your Enemies podcast, if you want to look that up. It's a crazy interview, but I'm going to try to get him on again. But moving forward, we got RFK cutting ties with the World Economic Forum, which is a really good look. All of these agencies were set up basically under the Rockefellers, right? They paved the way for all this stuff. They were the ones in the meetings back in the early 1900s, setting up the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission. And all these groups a lot of you don't know of, but they existed, and they just transformed into Davos and the Bilderberg and the Bohemian Grove Club and all these other, you know, different shoots of what they're trying to do. But let's hear RFK talking about what's going on.
HHS Secretary. On Thursday, the United States formally withdrew from the World Health Organization. We made this decision to reclaim our independence, to protect American sovereignty, and to free our public health policy from a system that no longer serves the American people.
Damn right.
The World Health Organization has lost its way. It's drifted far from its founding mission, and it's become mired in bureaucracy, in conflicts of interest, and in international power politics. During the COVID pandemic, those failures weren't just abstract, they were deadly. The world watched as transparency collapsed, accountability disappeared, and ordinary citizens paid the price. That hasn't changed, and it isn't improving. President Trump recognized the problems with WHO immediately. In fact, one of his very first executive orders of his second term began the formal process of withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. It was an early, decisive signal that American health policy would answer to the American people and not to foreign bureaucracies.
Exactly.
Today, we're completing that action. Protecting Americans here at home and abroad is our top priority. And that's why my team at HHS, working closely with the HHS career civil servants and scientists and the State Department, has strengthened our biosecurity, upgraded disease surveillance, improved outbreak preparedness, and expanded the rapid response capabilities for any public health emergency wherever it begins. We don't need outside institutions to do that. Going forward, U.S. engagement with the WHO will be limited solely to completing our withdrawal and safeguarding the health and safety of the American people. All U.S. funding has ended. All government U.S. personnel have stopped working there.
Yeah.
I believe this deeply, that only the United States has the scale, the innovation, and the leadership to drive global health solutions that put people first, starting with our own citizens. Although we are withdrawing from the WHO, America will never withdraw from its leadership in global health. America will continue to lead. We will lead with science, with integrity, and with transparency, and with accountability. And let me say this clearly. For the Americans who died alone in nursing homes, the small businesses that were destroyed by reckless mandates, the families whose lives were upended by unelected foreign officials who never answered to them, this decision is for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we want. We want accountability for all the people that took the hokey pokey and are no longer with us, right? Everybody had family members. A lot of people had their parents in nursing homes and they couldn't go see them. They couldn't touch them. They couldn't hug them. And that had nothing to do with the virus. It was social conditioning. And these people are sick, demented, and twisted and need to be strung up on a high rope and let them swing, man, because that was the most disgusting thing that was ever done to the public. I was trying to warn people very, very early on, 2019, telling them, this is a big hoax. It's a bioweapon, and it flopped. And I gave out as much as I could, and I woke up a lot of people. I will say that, and I feel good. I was able to save some people, but I feel even worse for the people that I couldn't break through to. But that was all of us out there. We all tried, and we did what was right in our hearts to combat and stop the mandates and not comply with any of this stuff. And God bless everybody that was out there on the front lines doing that. It's a shame. It's a shame. I think it was over 20 million people worldwide that were taken out by these gene editing vaccines. Well, not even vaccines. It's a gene therapy. You could look that one up, too. If you think I'm making up anything I say, please feel free to cross-reference anything I say with Google, AI, Grok, ChatGPT, whatever you want to do. Check it out and do some digging, and you'll see that I'm right over the target every single time because I don't talk about things I don't know about because otherwise I look stupid, right? And I don't want to look stupid to you guys because I am the head of the James Justice family, and we're not going to be taken for suckers, liars, or anything like that. We don't fabricate. We don't put a spin on it. We just give it raw, patriotic facts with America First spin on it. That's what we do. So, yeah, man, we got about 50 seconds left in this episode on the segment, but make sure you're sharing this out. Make sure you're hitting that follow button so we get these broadcasts out. We have an entire lineup over here of podcasters. I think we're up to like 14 shows now, and they are some kick-ass hosts on these shows. You got to watch them. We have everything from comedians to Bible studies and you name it, we have it on this network, and it's great. So head on over to the AmericaFirstWarehouse.com, click on events, come stop by if you're in the New York tri-state area, and even if you're in Jersey, Connecticut, whatever, get over here and participate in some of these events because this is history unfolding right in front of our eyes, and we are here to carve our names on the tree of history. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be back. I'll see you in the next one.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Get ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
Corporate transfer, fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I have an exclusive guest with me right here. I have Joe the Box, the commander-in-chief of the America First Warehouse and America First Media and Television Movement. What's up, Joe? Welcome to my show.
James Justice, my brother from another mother. I am so honored to be on your show, the James Justice Show. As a matter of fact, I'd like to be on your show every week instead of the red light guy.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That's crazy. I don't know if I can do everything.
Sorry, man. I had to kick him a little bit. He's been trying to crush us.
That's all right. That's all right. So we have, what do we got now? 14 shows on the network?
Dude, I can't keep up with it. But I'm going to tell you what. This the TP Faith one with the two young ladies blew me away today. The Liberty's Cage was a repeat performance, but the J6 stories, everything that you're bringing out, James Justice, really one of the highest watched show is the James Justice Show. And I'm like, how does he do it? And well, you do it because you bring in some incredible people.
Yeah, I mean, it's the people, it's the grind. You just, I'm at it for hours and hours and hours a day, and that's what you got to keep doing, because this is information warfare, and we're fighting lefty loonies that spew nothing but lies and try to break the reality of the average person. And it doesn't work on us because, we're America First and we're patriots and we're hardcore and we see anything through to the end. And we don't take somebody's first words as, that's it, end of story. Somebody says something, we look it up, we find out the real details. And if they're full of crap, we're going to call them out 100% of the time.
Well, that's what I like about this platform, and I think that you're allowed to do that. I never want to see the clips of the far left over there, MSNB Now, or whatever they are, because what they're spewing is a complete, really twist of the truth.
It is.
Look at what they were saying, this really bothered me, James. I don't know if it bothered you so much, but this morning I was looking at these psychos that now all of a sudden are very upset about the political, attacks. Like AOC or Waltz and these guys, and the words that came out of their mouth just recently about the president's a pedophile. He's everything that they're saying is just like a disgrace.
Yeah,
it's not news.
No, it's not. It's not news, and that goes back to the fact that the Smith-Mundt Act that Obama repealed in 2012 is a big key factor of why these news media companies get to lie to our face, and there's no accountability and no retribution. because they legalized propaganda on U.S. soil in 2012.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you saying that Barack Hussein Obama changed the law or allowed this to happen?
Yeah, it's called the Smith-Mundt Act, and it basically legalized propaganda on U.S. soil, and that's why you saw a big shift from 2012 and on, where instead of news, this is where like the Kardashians came out, where it was like, oh, keeping up with the Kardashians, and they were dominating the news cycle every single day, is because Obama was, obsessed with celebrities. He always was around celebrities and movie stars and had them come into the White House and giving, medals of honor to all the pedophiles. That's what Obama represented. And, the kids weren't his. Michelle's a dude, Big Mike. We see you, Big Mike, LaVon Robinson. But, it's a big sham. And unless they make the amendment to the Smith-Mundt Act, we're going to keep dealing with the same garbage out of the news cycles.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Smith-Mundt Act was or how, it sounds like an executive order. If that's what he did, I'm sure that Trump can change that too.
Yeah. Yeah, enough people have to bring it to his attention because Trump's a people's guy. When Trump hears the people speaking, and no matter what platform he goes on, whether it's Truth Social, Facebook, wherever, and people are constantly bombarding him, hey, what's up with this? What's up with this?
Yeah.
He always addresses the matter. So it's about waking up the critical masses and having them push Trump to go, hey, wait a second. I keep hearing Smith-Mundt. What is this?
Right.
And then he looks at it and goes, whoa, I can't stand Obama. You know what? Executive order, bye-bye. And I guarantee you by the next day, the news will be telling the truth, and they're going to be salty in their seats doing it.
Well, you know what else makes me real salty and roast my nuts a little bit? Why aren't we doing a filibuster, James? Where's the call for that? How can we get the SAVE Act passed? Is that something that you know anything about?
Well, Project Civica was putting out a good movement, and big shout out to Project Civica because they are doing a lot of things. Steve Gillen, we see you.
Yes.
And so what they're doing is that they're giving out cards by the thousands to everybody. And everybody needs to call Chuck Schumer and then the minority leader on the Democrat side and let them know that we want the SAVE Act passed. Now, how this works is, people are like, oh, what is a phone call going to do? What is it going to do? It registers in their database that there was a flood of calls coming into that office. And then if he doesn't answer the call, then it makes him look really bad, and we have it on record that he didn't even bring it up as a point when so many people were flooding his emails, calling the office, leaving voicemails, and that's how we win this battle is by putting so much pressure. Even if it's a Democrat, it doesn't matter. If you flood the office with calls by the thousands and thousands and thousands, he has no choice but to respond to whatever we're trying to push at him. So, don't think that because somebody's a Democrat with enough people charging at them that they're just going to stand there. No, they're going to tuck tail and run, and they're going to do whatever we say with enough momentum.
Yeah, I'm hoping that a lot of the truths that are coming out very quickly will make some difference. But can Trump do like the Insurrection Act is what I've heard? Is that something that he can do? Do you know that?
I'm hoping something can be done to rein in these criminal judges, the Democrats, and everybody else that's trying to slow up his agenda. Because constitutionally, it should be treason if you're trying to subvert the country and throw a wrench in the plans of the president. And that shouldn't be able to happen. And it's been happening. We have rogue judges. We have liberal activists on the bench. They have to get, unseated and,
Yeah,
something.
Some of these judges, I mean, what a joke. I've been reading a couple of the books from the J6ers that committed misdemeanors, by walking in and out of the Capitol, wouldn't take a plea deal, and they were getting, 8-10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And, then you get these multi-criminal guys that have been arrested 100 times for rape or drug selling or whatever they're doing out there illegally. And they're getting them let out. The one guy recently that I think threw the woman on the floor and punched her in the head or kicked her in the head was arrested 30 times.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And it all boils down to the deep state. And if you're going to go after the deep state, you might as well have somebody called the deep state marauder. And that's Ivan Raiklin.
Whoa! I know who you're talking about there.
Yeah. So I got a clip of Ivan Raiklin. He was just at a dinner the other night. And let's play this. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I got to hear this.
I am going to present this next award. I personally know this citizen journalist who's been come to known as AKA deep state marauder. He goes down to the courthouse. He chases people down. He's also gone viral at the Senate building and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I want to welcome Ivan Raiklin, for you are recognized to be the deep state disruptor.
Yeah, good job, Ivan.
Yeah. He had quite an introduction here at the warehouse.
Wow, the lights are so bright. That's what I usually do against the deep state.
Yeah.
I shine 1 trillion lumens. But before I say this and give my speech,
They turned the lights off for him.
all right, let's take a look. Take a picture. For those of you at the bar, put your drinks down. You're going to want to hear this, because you're going to be involved in something massive on Wednesday here in D.C. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate you. Tony. All right.
Well, get that finger out of the way.
Yeah, get your finger out of the way.
Get that finger out of my shot.
They're going to fire you if they know you gave that to me. All right, so who here is America second? Who here is America first? Who here is America only? Okay, we're getting there. I'm the guy that moves the Overton window into making sure that your First Amendment is as expansive as possible without going to jail. So I push, and it's very uncomfortable. So, who wants accountability, also known as retribution, for those involved in COVID?
Yep.
And the COVID shots. And what about the 2020 illegitimate election?
Yep.
And what about January 6th, the insurrection led by Nancy Pelosi?
Amen.
Yep.
Well, that's where you come into play. Since the America's Second Fox News and the rest of the scum up the road are not going to report on what I just talked about for accountability, it's up to us to make sure that we cover what actually happened over the last 12 years of treason, and then drag the America's Second Republicans into the America First camp and push them to create accountability both in the executive branch and the legislative branch. And on Wednesday, this is where you're going to help me out. On Wednesday, listen up, 2:30 p.m., there is a hearing led by Senator Ron Johnson. And it is about, he's going to show, based on the 11 million pages of documents he got from Bobby Kennedy, Secretary of HHS, of deaths and injuries that resulted from the COVID jabs. That is the starting salvo of the sequence of events that will result in Nuremberg 2.0.
Yeah. Wow.
You guys are weak. That's why I'm the deep state marauder and you're not.
God bless you, Ivan.
We love you, Ivan.
So with that, Wednesday 2:30, I need everybody to amplify that hearing so that the rest of the country knows what we conspiracy theorists knew on day one. So, I'm going to close and say this. Tony, thanks for letting me exercise my First
You can cut that one off.
Amendment.
So yeah, man, that's Ivan Raiklin. If you want to see that full clip, head on over to Ivan Raiklin on X, and you'll see that full clip. But he is a powerhouse when it comes to the deep state. He is in their faces. He is on their minds. He is in their dreams. He is haunting them every single place they go, and rightfully so, because they are dirtbags. And we here at the America First Movement aren't going to tolerate it. So, Joe, thanks for coming on the show.
God bless you, James Justice, Undercover NY News. You are unbelievable. Where are we going to see you next? You're going deep cover. I know it.
Cover.
Watch out for bombs,
We'll see you in the next one, folks.
Stay away from the bombs.
Adios.
For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. And the America First warehouse, where our hearts will always be. America First warehouse, a beacon for all to see. A symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the America First warehouse, where our hearts